to try and hold the line and give the quarterback a chance to put the football there.
He caught that ball like it was in practice and not in the playoff game. Very unaware of where he was. Royal to Mitchell. It's a good bounce for Tampa Bay. And down at the 35. 48-yard kick with the roll. It's 24-9. Is this the last call for Tony Dungy? The Eagles would love to go to work on the clock right now with Buckhalter and Reeder. The backs behind Donovan McNabb. Buckhalter breaks the tackle, picks up 9.
I tell you, when you get your running game going up the middle, there's really one guy. The offensive line is great, but there's one guy that really opens that first hole for you, and that's the fullback. And when a fullback gets a shot on either a safety or a linebacker and opens that hole, that enables the running back to just break it up and get him some room. Watch Reeder, number 34, on Quarles. Bam! He hits him with his right shoulder, turns him out of the hole, and here he comes, Buckhalter up the middle.
First half, the Eagle running backs averaged only 3 yards a carry. This half, 6.2. McNabb pumps, hit from behind, loose ball. The Eagles have it. Simeon Rice with the swat came from behind and hit him, knocked the ball loose, but the Eagles get it back. And they get a first down out of the recovery.
They wind up with a first down. Now, as Donovan is running, I'm not sure whether this ball is like underhand thrown. Simeon does a nice job, and you can see him sort of flick it forward, but I think Simeon knocks it out. Watch this. Here comes the shot. There it is, just squeezes right out of his hand. Good call by the officials. Simeon just beat Trey inside.
It's a good thing it wasn't from him because you get a first down.
I know.
It's an incomplete pass.
How's that for a break? You get the sack, the fumble. Not only is it not recovered to run back for a touchdown, you get a first down out of it. Staley gets a couple. Rice, again, who has been very active today, makes another stop.
Simeon said he wanted to use this game as a forum to serve notice that he's a pretty darn good football player, and he is. And this is what he's done. He's done a terrific job stopping the run. And that front four is a very formidable group. Steve White, actually 5 when Steve White and Marcus Jones split. McFarland, Sapp, and Rice. 6 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble. He's done his part.
2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Buckhalter knocked down by Brooks. He'll lose a couple.
All Philadelphia is doing, they just got the clock moving. They're not even throwing the little dump passes anymore. They're just running the ball up the middle of the field. They got the clock going. They're inside 10:30. And punt now, and you put them back deep in their territory again. And the offensive Tampa hasn't done a thing.
Right. You continue at midfield. You can play this if you're the Eagles. You're burning 40 seconds off the clock every time. You keep an eye on the 40-second clock. Donovan McNabb's got it right in front of him. He'll snap it with about 5 or 6 seconds to go.
And they've already beaten their season average on the ground. McNabb throws to Pinkston. He was touched shy, it appears, of a first down.
He's going to be 1.5 yards shy, and they're going to punt the ball.
But they worked a couple of minutes off the clock. They've established field position again. And at this point, the clock is their biggest friend.
That guy right there, Andy Reid, I mean, is he funny?
Oh, he's wonderful.
The guy is, I mean, he's an excellent coach, but he's funny, and he knows the personality of his football team, and he lets them play.
Well, one of the keys he said in this game was going to be controlling Sapp and Rice in the pass game. That's exactly what they've done.
Andy Reid came in on 5 and 11 the first year he took over the franchise, then 11 and 5 and 11 and 5. Carl Williams doesn't take the fair catch route and is buried by Buckhalter. The Bucs have 9:19 to go. They need at least 2 touchdowns. With the vet in Philadelphia back after this. Greek, the word Philadelphia means brotherly love.
Really? Hey, that's good. Thank you, Mike.
For all you Greek scholars. Draw play, Warwick Dunn. Hasn't had much room to operate today. dives forward to the 25, gain of about 9. Damon Moore with a tackle.
Well, you know, there's a lot of guys on this defense have done well for Philadelphia, but Jeremiah Trotter, number 54, watch the concentration. Watch him being in the right place. First of all, they try to go wide with Warwick Dunn. He's there. Now, watch the cutback. He sees it, it cuts back. Trotter, 54, is there. Now, in the next one, he was on a pass rush and forced the interception.
Dunn underneath as the Bucs go with a hurry-up. Dunn, that ball came loose after it hit the ground. It'll be a first down.
Warwick Dunn really hasn't been himself since the first game. When he hurt his toe, actually behind the toe, he just can't push off on his right foot. Anything going right, he has no power. He's lost that power to be able to cut. And his strength is in his ability to make people miss in quick cuts.
And his contract is up this year. Warwick said last week he hopes he can be back. Allstott was guarded by Caldwell. Carlos Emmons applying the pressure.
Well, you know, if you're going to throw the football, you better keep people in there to protect your quarterback. Because Brad Johnson that time almost got killed.
In truth, when you look at the secondary, the Eagles, Al Harris, Bobby Taylor, and Troy Vincent, Tampa Bay's wide receivers don't match up. They can't beat them. Keyshawn Johnson could work inside on some of them, but basically he's by himself.
Another blitz coming. Johnson runs away from the pressure, throws to Keyshawn. Al Harris with the tackle at the 40. Brad Johnson was hit so often this year and so hard, he said one game he felt literally took a year off his career. He was pummeled.
Well, when you're running for your life all night long, that's Darwin Walker that's chasing him around there. But there's always somebody seems to be free and in his face.
That's the way Jim Johnson draws up the defenses.
Johnson down the middle, and this one is caught by Carl Williams.
When your receiver like Keyshawn Johnson has 106 catches, and the next guy has 36,
tells you something, doesn't it?
That's not good for an offense. I wouldn't call that balanced in any way.
Bucs trying to hurry up. They need 2 touchdowns. Green inside the Eagle 40.
They will give you all of these.
7-12 and counting. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, Susie Culver, our entire ESPN crew, the numbers, or ABC crew, the numbers on Brad Johnson. 10 out of 13 in the first half. Trying to get hot here in the second half after a couple of interceptions. And Grassmanis jumps across. Was he drawn off?
Brad Johnson, Joe, seems to be having taken more time just getting his guys lined up to where they're supposed to be.
That's one of the things in a 2-minute offense that I always try to do is keep the receivers on the same side so you don't waste time moving them.
Neutral zone infraction, 96 defense. We moved into the neutral zone, causing the offense to false start. 5-yard penalty.
Now, to save some time, all right, you got the clock stopped. To save some time, if I were Tampa Bay, if they don't give them the first down, I'd have them measure it. That'll take, give them some rest in the huddle. I'd make them measure this.
Well, I would too. I totally agree with you, Paul. You can request it when it's this close.
And it would stop the clock.
Blitz coming. Dunn can't get there.
I'll tell you, Bobby Taylor was on the blitz as a corner, and what he did, he distracted Brad Johnson just enough because he hit him in the back. He didn't deflect the pass or anything or catch his arm, but he let him know, watch this, right there, he hits him in the back, and the ball goes right.
And I just don't think that you can run basically one receiver routes with Warwick Dunn as the one guy going downfield against this defense.
3rd and inches, they get the first down. But the Bucs are burning an awful lot of time on this drive.
You know, when you've got to really admire this defense of Philadelphia. They just send people. They don't care. They're coming.
Now you've got Mike Allstott in the game as well, and it's got to be in from a protection standpoint. Just can't imagine him being the pass receiver going out and making plays.
Another sellout blitz, and Keyshawn was double-teamed. Brad Johnson throws it away. Let's go down to Susie.
There is little doubt that the Eagles are thinking of going all the way. Spending some time with Hugh Douglas this week, he said there is a sense of urgency. He admits last year when they reached the playoffs, it was like, oh wow. Donovan even used the word overwhelmed. This year the reaction is get it done. They're on the threshold of something great. Seize that opportunity because you never know, and that opportunity is going to come again.
And Susie, if they hang on to this lead, they would go to Soldier Field to play the Bears. Blitz again. And Hawkins, or Harris and Dawkins are both there to break it up.
Harris and Dawkins make a Hawkins. I thought that was very perceptive, Mike.
And it's
both them together. Yeah. Ooh. Unfortunately, it's a headache. There it is for Carl Williams. Winds up in the middle of that sandwich.
3rd and 10. Obviously 4-down territory for Tampa Bay. No blitz this time. 4-man rush. Down out in the flat. Flag is down.
They got a holding on Philadelphia.
Illegal hands to the face. Defense number 31.
You're looking at the face.
Automatic.
You're looking at the face of Hugh Douglas, and I'll tell you what, he gets there just a little bit late, but he unloads on Brad Johnson. Watch 53. The end of this. Bang!
Right in the chop.
He said he's going to hit him right in the mouth.
Oh boy, and he has taken Kenyatta Walker to school. That time he just pushed him out of the way and went inside. Young man's going to be a good tackler, and he's getting himself a real lesson in this game from one of the best pass rushers in the business.
They had him rated as the number 2 pick in the entire draft behind Michael Vick.
This is a learning experience.
Unfortunately, it's a learning experience for Brad Johnson. Learning how to take hits in the mouth.
Automatic 1st down after the penalty. Johnson flushed again. And intercepted by Dawkins. Brian Dawkins at the sideline.
You were upset with Josh West Green running a play and not staying in bounds. Dawkins is a defensive guy, intercepts and shows you how to stay in bounds.
Now
First down
will
of bounds.
Tampa Bay.
Therefore, the catch is good for the interception. First down, Philadelphia.
And they will not be able to challenge that if it's ruled he was pushed out of bounds. And Dawkins has every right to celebrate. A guy who is one of the best safeties in the National Football League makes the play that could seal his team's fate to go on. The disappointment written on Brad Johnson's face with another interception that gives the ball back to the Philadelphia Eagles. They're already up 24-9. And only 5:21 to go in this game. Andy Reid, after going 5-11, posts back-to-back 11-5 seasons, back-to-back playoffs. The first outright NFC East championship for the Eagles ever.
He talked about last week's game, and the players did too. Going 11-5 was big for this football team. One of the concerns for both of the coaches was the momentum factor. Tampa Bay had played very well going into last week's games. Certainly the Eagles did a terrific job winning the division.
Tony Dungy is on the field, and he calls Larry Nemmers over.
Tampa Bay is going to challenge that the defender did not hold on to the ball after he was forced out. By rule, the defender must hold on to the ball and control it when he's forced out to complete the reception or the interception.
You know what? That is really good thinking on the Bucs coaching staff part. They can't contest the pushed out of bounds ruling, but they could contest this.
But does he have control when he gets out of bounds? Now, when he hits the ground, does the ball come out?
No.
Does he have control?
Does he have control?
But it's worth a challenge.
It is.
I mean, it's You're looking for something right here. There he is. He's down, been pushed out, so it's ruled an interception. Still has possession of the ball.
The ball never hits the ground ever.